tonight, recommendation to have your blocks with you. You can always use 2 firmly rolled up towels as well for a little bit more support. We will get started in supported fish. It's coming onto your mat. Taking your blocks or your towels back behind you, one behind the shoulder blades, second behind the back of your head. And just giving yourself a little bit of time here to get settled in. The arms rest down or out by your sides, palms face the sky. The further away from the body that you take the arms, the more that you start to offer space around the chest, front of the shoulders. Legs come into a position that feels good in your body. It might just be simple, straight legs. Could be feet together, knees open, or knees bent. The ceiling, unravel. Coming back through center, bring the hips in line with the shoulders. Pause in the middle for a moment if you wish. And when you're ready, you'll take the hips over to the right. Tuck the knees in, twist through the waist, take the legs to the left. Support yourself however you need. Gaze in a direction that feels good for the neck, trying to keep the knees more in line with your navel, in line with the hips. And maintain the length across the lower back. Look toward the ceiling and begin to unravel. As you unravel, hips come back in line with the shoulders. Slide the feet a little bit closer toward your seat. Reach for your block or your towel, whichever you've got, and take it between the inner thighs, skinniest width if you're using the block. Bend the elbows, take the elbows nice and close to the sides of your waist. Point your fingertips to the sky. And start to press down into the backs of the shoulders. Press down into the backs of the arms as well. Starting to feel a little bit of this back bend start to happen, the spinal extension through upper spine. Then you push down into the heels, float your hips about 2 inches off the ground. And you think about pointing the idea of your tailbone toward the space between your knees, pushing the elbows into shoulders a bit more. And you're trying to tuck the tail a little bit, so you're in this little micro bridge pose. Try to think about tucking the tail a bit to engage more through the bottom of your seat and the top of your hamstrings. Keep the adduction through the inner thighs, so you're hugging the thighs around the block or towel. You push down into the heels, lift your hips 1 inch higher as you breathe in. Reset the tuck of the tail, squeeze the bottom of your seat more, push into your arms, into your shoulders. As you inhale again, lift the hips up to a height that feels appropriate for your body. Squeeze your seat, tuck your tail. With your next exhale, hover the hips above the floor. Squeeze your block. Push through the heels, through the backs of the arms, lift the hips up, squeeze your seat. And then hover. Press through the heels, lift up, squeeze the seat, engage through the upper and mid back. Hover the hips. Press down, lift up, squeeze the seat. Try to tuck the tail and squeeze your block. And then hover. Once more, press down, lift up, squeeze the seat, pause. Can you walk your shoulder blades a little bit closer together? Lengthen the arms down your mat, palms face the earth. Try to keep the tuck of the tail, the squeeze of the block, engaging through your bum, engaging through your backline body. Thinking about dragging your heels a little bit closer toward your shoulders. Maybe you stay where you are. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind your bum and walk the shoulders and triceps closer together. Maintain the push through the heels, the tuck through the tail. Keep the engagement through back line. Press into the backs of the arms and backs of the outer edges of the hands a little bit more. Take 1 more big breath in. Squeeze your block as you breathe out. Keep the lift. Release the interlace. Lower the upper back. The middle back, lower back, and bum. Keep your block where it is. Step your feet wider. Just let your knees, your thighs rest against your block. Feel the heat you've started to build in the body. Strength you've tapped into through the back line, space you're offering through front. Heel toe the feet a little bit closer together. Slide block or towel aside. Stretch the legs long, the arms overhead. Big stretch. As you exhale, tuck the knees in. Just give yourself a gentle squeeze, light roll side to side. Making your way either to fetal position on one side or rock and roll back and forth. Bring yourself all the way up, feet to one side or cross and roll through. Table pose, hands and knees. Hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. As you inhale, tip tail to sky, belly button to earth, stretch the bottom ribs forward. Then tuck the tail under, round the spine, drop your head. Tail up, belly down, ribs stretch forward, shoulders wrap back. Round it out. Continue moving with your breath. The option is there to keep this very linear, very up and down in your cat-cow, or you might choose to explore movement from side to side, maybe changing the direction in which the fingers face. Move in a way that feels good in your body. Your next inhale brings you to neutral, flat back. And keep your hips stacked high above your knees, coming into extended puppy stretch. Walk the hands toward the front edge of your mat. Forehead or chin rest on the ground. Softening the heart toward the earth. Keep some subtle engagement through the lower abdomen. Finding space through the outer borders of the shoulders, a little bit of length across the low spine. Maybe a soft extension of the upper spine. One more breath in. As you exhale, press your elbows to the earth. Pull the low belly in, tuck under your toes. Coming forward, forearm plank. Pressing elbows to earth, lifting up the knees. Push the mat away, light protraction of the shoulders, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Pull your tummy in. Thinking about tucking your tailbone to point toward your heels. Brace through your low core. Take a full breath in here. Then lower the knees, lower the hips, untuck your toes. Press into feet, into hips. Pull the heart forward as you try to drag the arms back, broadening the collarbones. And take a big breath in right here. Press into your knees, look at your belly button, pick up your hips. You're in a supported forearm plank. And then Sphinx pose, hips down, heart up. Find supported forearm plank as you breathe out. Look toward your navel. Sphinx, strengthening back line core. Into your forearm plank, full or supported. Take a big breath in. Then as you exhale, set the knees wide on the mat, toes touch, hips press back to the heels, wide knee child's. And take one big breath in here. Round the upper back, slide the hands toward you as you breathe out. Sitting back toward the heels, breathe in, reach the arms up. Pull hands to heart, Anjali Mudra. Reach up as you inhale. Walk the hands forward, child's pose with the exhale. Table pose or cow pose, flat back or back bend. Tuck under all of your toes, send your hips back and then up, downward dog. Bend your right knee, sink your left heel. And then switch. Heels and hips high. Table pose. And drop the belly, untuck your toes. Wide knee child's. Sitting back to the heels, reach the arms to the sky. Hands to heart. Arms reach up. Child's pose, walk the hands forward. Table or cow pose, flat back or back bend. Downward facing dog. Bend the left knee, sink the right heel. And then switch. Heels, hips high. Table pose. Drop the belly, untuck your toes. Child's pose. Arms to sky one more time. Hands to heart. Reach up. Child's pose. Table or cow pose. Downward dog. Paddle out the feet. Lift the heels and hips up high as you breathe in. And then sink the heels low as you breathe out. Take your left leg to the sky as you inhale. And then bend your knee, hug your heel toward your bum. Start to rotate the hip open, squeeze your seat. And then draw a couple of big circles in one direction with your thigh. Try to keep the shoulders squared to the best of your ability. And then switch directions with the leg. And draw the leg up as you breathe in. Take your knee to your nose as you breathe out. Push the mat away, parachute the spine, step through. Back knee gently lowers. As you breathe in, stretch the arms up toward the ceiling. And instead of going for your depthiest lunge, can you back out a little bit? Pull the belly up. Think about the idea of your tailbone pointing to the ground. Can you engage your right glutes, your right buttocks a little bit more? Take a big breath in. Twist to your left. Bring your right arm forward, your left arm back. Cinch in the sides of the waist. Stretch right fingers to sky, left hand to low back, thigh or calf. And then bring right hand to the earth. Back knee up, left arm to sky, easy twist, open twist. Lift the back knee higher, hug the left hip back more, breathe in. Left hand down. Take an inhale, three-legged dog, left leg up. And then downward dog, toes to earth. Take the right leg back and up as you breathe in. Hug your heel to your bum, squeeze your hamstrings. Pick up the knee, rotate the hip open. And then slow circles with right thigh. Try to keep the shoulders squared and switch directions with the leg. And take the leg up with your inhale. And draw knee to nose. Step through. Back knee to earth. Breathe in, reach the arms up. Back out of the hips a bit, pull the tummy up, lengthen your tail down, squeeze the left side seat, take a big breath in. Twist to your right, left arm forward, right arm back. Cinch in the sides of the waist. And then take the left arm up, right hand low back, thigh or calf. Lengthen here. Left hand to the mat. Pick up the back knee, right arm to sky, breathe in. Fire up the back leg a little bit more. Land the right hand. Three-legged dog, right leg up. Downward dog, toes to earth. Take a big inhale here. Big breath out. And take the heels, the hips up high. Bend your knees, look between your thumbs, step or walk to the front of the mat. Hands to your shins, flat upper back, half lift as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose, bend the knees, sink the hips, reach the arms up. Option if there's any sensitivity with the shoulders with this overhead position, just hands to heart instead. Be mindful of where the shoulders go. Try to draw them gently down your back. Shift your weight into your heels. Take a big breath in. Fold as you breathe out. Lift up halfway. Fingers to the mat. Right leg back, right knee to earth. Reach up. Twist to your left. Right arm to sky, left hand drops low back thigh or calf. Right hand to earth. Back knee up, left arm rises. Heel toe, the left foot to the left edge of the mat. Roll the heart open as you breathe in. Lower the back knee, sweep your left fingers to the back of the room. Pause, roll the heart open more. Stay, or maybe the back toes lift just a little, or maybe enough to catch your foot with your hand. Push the mat away. Take a full breath in. Slowly release foot and hand to earth. Back knee up as you inhale. Plank pose. Stay for the inhale. From knees or toes, lower all the way down. Listen closely. Take the arms open into a T shape. The palms face the floor. Left ear to the mat. Press your hips to the ground. Squeeze your right glutes, your right buttocks. Pick up the right leg, just a little. And then bend the right knee just a tiny bit. Try to squeeze your hamstrings, the back of your thigh. Squeeze your bum to lift your leg a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, start to roll onto the left side of your body. Try to tap the right tiptoes back behind you. Walk the left hand back away from you a little bit if needed. Pause. Check out your chest opening stretch. Let the left palm stay facing the floor. And straighten out the right leg as you breathe in. And tap the belly button and hip to the mat as you breathe out. Squeeze your bum, lift the leg just a touch. Contract the hamstrings, micro bend the knee. Squeeze the seat, lift the leg. As you exhale, roll onto your left side once again. Stay here, one breath. Straighten the right leg as you inhale. Belly button and hip to floor. Contract the glutes, keep floating the leg. Squeeze the hamstring, back of the thigh. Contract your glutes, lift your leg a little bit higher. And then roll onto your left. Straighten the right leg as you inhale. Belly button and hip to floor. Stay as you breathe in. Lower the leg, bring your hands next to your bottom ribs. Core tight, forehead to earth. Press up, table or plank pose. Downward facing dog. Left leg up as you inhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Draw knee to nose, step through. Crescent lunge, high lunge, big rise up. Light bend into the back knee, squeeze your seat. Get a little bit longer through side waist. Lean the heart forward, the arms back, runner's lunge. Chair pose as you inhale. Core tight, get lower. Stay for the inhale. Fold with the exhale. Lift up halfway. Fingers to the mat, left leg back, left knee to earth. Reach up, breathe in, low lunge. Twist right, left arm forward, right arm back. Left arm to sky, right fingers drop. Left hand to earth. Back knee up, right arm to sky. Right hand to mat. I'm lying, right arm up. And then heel toe your right foot to the right edge of the mat. Open the heart, roll the chest open. Lower the left knee, reach your fingers to the back. From there, you stay with that. You maintain the little twist here, or you lunge forward a bit with the hips, pick up your back toes. It might be a little, it might be a lot, it might be not at all. Maybe the foot's available to catch. If not, just leave it be. Roll the chest toward the sky. Hug the shoulder blades a bit closer together. And take a big breath in. Gentle release of the foot and hand as you breathe out. Back knee up. Plank pose. Lower all the way to the earth. Open the arms into a T shape. Palms face the ground, right ear to the mat. Press your hips, pubic bone toward the earth. Squeeze your left glutes. Pick up the left leg as you breathe in. Squeeze your hamstrings, bend the knee as you breathe out. Contract the glutes, lift the leg just a touch higher. And then you're rolling onto your right side. Maybe walk the right hand away from you a bit. Pausing for a couple of breaths in the first one on this side. Offering space through the right side chest. Creating space through frontline body. And straighten out the left leg as you breathe in. Bring your belly button and hip to the floor. Keep the leg floating. Take a big breath in. Squeeze your seat. Squeeze the hamstrings, micro bend the knee. Press your hips down. Squeeze your bum to lift your leg up. Roll onto the right side of your body. Chest opening stretch. Pause here. One breath. Straighten out the leg as you breathe in. Belly button and hip to floor. Squeeze the seat, press into the hips, lift the leg. Micro bend the knee, contract your hamstrings. Contract your glutes, lift a little bit higher. Roll onto your right side. Straighten the leg as you breathe in. Belly button, hip to floor as you breathe out. Pause, squeeze your seat, press down into your hips. Lower the leg, forehead to earth, hands next to bottom ribs. Press into your feet. Press down into your pubic bone. Pull back through the hands, little lift of the heart, tiny cobra pose. And then melt to the earth. Core tight, press up, table or plank. Back and up, downward facing dog. Take right leg to the sky, bend, stack open. Draw knee to nose. Step through, back knee stays lifted. Breathe in, reach up. Lunge and bend into the back knee a little bit more, squeeze your seat. Breathe in here. Heart forward, arms back, runner's lunge, engage through the back of the heart. Chair as you breathe in. Pull the belly in, get lower. Stay for the inhale. Fold forward. Lift up halfway, elongate the spine, pause. Notice any tendency to be rounding here. Can you reach the heart forward more? Begin to stretch the arms back to the back of the room. Palms face one another, interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders back, pull the heart open. Micro bend the knees, bow over the legs. Head heavy. Back of the neck wrinkle free. Jaw stay soft. Lift the heart up halfway as you breathe in. And drip the arms to the ground. Shake out the shoulders. Lift up halfway as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. And take an inhale, lift up halfway once again. And then fingers to the mat, step the right leg back, keep the knee lifted. Reach up, last standing round per side. Twist to your left, right arm forward. Right arm to sky, left hand drops. Right hand to mat. Left arm up, open twist. Heel toe to the left. Lunge the hips forward, sink the right knee down, the left fingers back. Stay or go for the little bind. Left hand to right foot, push the mat away, open the heart. Breathe in. Release the foot and hand gently. Back knee up. Step back. Hold for the inhale. From knees or toes all the way to the earth. Open up the arms, left ear to the mat. Press into the hips, squeeze your bum, pick up your right leg. Hamstring curl, micro bend the right knee. Squeeze your seat, lift your leg just a touch higher. Roll onto the left side of your body. Pause there so you can stay with that or slide your left leg forward a bit for balance. Flex your left toes. And then tuck your top knee, your right knee in toward the chest, in toward the shoulder. Right hand, right ankle. Bring your foot to your bum. And then kick your foot back away from your seat. A little side laying dancer. Breathe in here. And slowly bring foot to seat. Hand in front of your face, left leg comes back to where it started, straighten the right leg. Belly button and hip to floor. Squeeze the bum, lift the leg. Come all the way down, hands next to bottom rib, squeeze your seat. Little tiny cobra pose as you breathe in. Melt the heart down. Table or plank. Down facing dog. Left leg up, bend, stack, open. So we've been here before. Knee to nose, step through. Crescent lunge. Runner's lunge, heart forward, arms back. Chair pose. Fold. Lift halfway. Fingers to the mat. Left leg back, knee off the floor. Last hurrah. Reach up, breathe in. Twist right. Left arm up, right hand low back or thigh. Left hand to earth. Right arm rises. Heel toe to the right edge of the mat. Lunge forward with the hips. Lower the knee, reach back with the hands. Stay or lift the toes, maybe catch the foot, maybe not. Kick the foot back into the hand, roll the heart open. Breathe. Big breath in here. Slow release of hand and foot. Back knee up. Plank. Hold. arms open into the T shape last time, right ear to the mat. Press into your hips, squeeze your bum, pick up your left leg. Contract the hamstrings, micro bend the left knee. Squeeze your bum, lift your leg a little bit higher, keep your hips anchored into the floor. And then roll onto the right side of your body, walk your right hand away from you as much as you need. Start to slide the right foot forward a bit. Flex the right toes. And stay or tuck the left knee into the left shoulder, left side chest. Left hand to left ankle. Foot toward bum. And then kick the foot back away from your seat. And breathe here, offering up space, that openness, that expansion through front line of the body. And slowly bring the foot toward the bum, slide the right foot back to where it started. Left hand down, left leg long. Belly button and hip to floor, thigh float, squeeze the seat. Lower the leg, forehead to mat, hands next to the ribs. One last little cobra pose. Melt down. Table or plank. Down facing dog. Last little active piece, right leg up, bend, stack, open. Knee to nose to step through. Reach up. Runner's lunge. Chair pose. Fold. Heel toe the feet about shoulder distance apart. Light or deeper bend in the knees. Upper body melts down over the legs. If the hands are resting on the ground, can you invite the palms to face up? Alternatively, you can grab insides of opposite elbows, let the arms hang. If you need more support, elbows rest above your knees. Taking this time to decompress the spine, to invite the weight of the world to roll off your back and off your shoulders. Option to sway the upper body lightly from side to side. Maybe give your head some yeses and nos. And through center, release the arms, shake out the shoulders. And lift up halfway. And step back into table pose. From your table, you start to bring the big toes to touch. And you step the knees a little bit wider apart. And sink the hips back to the heels. And you're sitting upright. So the legs are essentially in more of a wide knee child's pose like shape. You have a few options here. For my friends in the room that I know have some sensitivities with their knees, I will give you another option in just a second. Hang tight. If you are comfortable kind of leaning back from this shape, option here for saddle pose. One of my favorite, more restorative poses if you've got all of the props to build up, otherwise a really lovely yin shape to keep opening up through the front line of the body. You can play around with this a little bit. It might just be bringing the fingertips back. You're thinking about tucking the tail, like your tailbone's pointing between your knees. And it might just be right here. You might take your blocks nice and high, underneath the elbows, and chill. If you want more of a supported fish-like shape from this, you take one block behind the heart, one block behind the head. I really like taking both of them to their highest height, widest width. Just find it very supportive. And if you're going into this, you're making sure the knees can be comfortable in this shape. If you're feeling anything in the low back, try to think about just that slight idea of the tailbone lengthening toward the space between your knees. Arms can be down, out by your sides, overhead. Maybe one hand to heart, one hand to belly for a little bit less If this does not work for you, instead, you can come into more of a Sphinx pose on your belly. So the forearms are down, the legs kick back. You might choose to just keep regular Sphinx as you are. Head can be upright, or you can take block under the forehead. Alternatively, you can press the hips down into the ground gently, flex the feet toward the sky, bending into the knees. So you choose the shape, you choose the option that works best for you. Trusting that one isn't better than the other. And there's no such thing as a perfect pose. It's really about what works perfectly in your body, or perfectly-ish. And just embracing that opportunity to continue to very gently open the front line of the body. Just thinking about the inhale, moving from the low back up to the space between the shoulder blades. And the exhale, moving down the front of the spine. So that you're almost thinking about subtly lengthening the back of the spine as you breathe in. Softening down the front line as you breathe out. Notice any areas of resistance around the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. Can you soften just a little bit more as you sink in for another 5 to 7 breaths? Offering up expansion, space through these tighter places with each inhale. Offering that sense of surrender, of release as you exhale. And take one more full breath in. A cleansing sigh out. If you're on your belly, you're just extending your legs back, bringing yourself all the way down flat onto the chest, belly, hips. If you are reclined in saddle, please take your left hand to the back of your neck and slide the hand up behind the back of your head. You're going to use your right hand or right forearm on the ground, taking this little lean toward the right. Push into the right hand. You'll lift the chest up. And use one of your hands to slide the blocks aside. Just keeping them within easy reach. Forearms come down, legs slide back, hips to earth. And then you bring the elbows wide and you stack your hands underneath your forehead from wherever you were. You can stay in stillness or very lightly sway your bum from side to side. And bring the hips to stillness. And slide the left arm forward. Right hand in line with your chest. Roll into the left side into fetal position. You'll move your body toward the edge of the mat that you're looking at so that you've got some space behind you. You roll onto your back. As you come onto your back, just giving yourself a moment to feel the support of the earth beneath you. Just letting the spine find neutral here. And reach for one of your blocks. You're pressing down into the feet and lift the hips just enough to slide the block low and wide underneath your sacrum, back side of the hips. From there, sticking your knees up to the sky or toes up to the sky. Just rejuvenating the legs. The arms can be down by your sides, hands on belly, or arms in a little diamond shape overhead. I've played a lot with strengthening the back line. Just taking this opportunity to very subtly lengthen it. The option is there to stay in stillness, or you can take a few moments to roll out the ankles, wiggle out the toes, point and flex the feet. Maybe taking the legs out by your sides into more of this straddle-like position. Offering up space through the adductors, through the inner thighs. Bend the knees as much as you need. You can always use your hands for support on the outer legs. About 5 to 7 breaths right here. Bend into the knees. Hug the legs together. Bring one foot at a time down to your mat. And press down into your heels. Lift your hips up just enough to slide the block out from under you. Lower down inch by inch. Just pausing here. Step the feet a little bit wider. Let your knees knock together to touch. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Just allowing your body to feel grounded here. Really feeling the support of your mat beneath you. Notice the steadiness of the breath. the gentle beating of your heart. And take a moment to simply acknowledge yourself for showing up, for carving out this time for you on your mat. And if you are comfortable right here, stay. If you'd like to come into traditional Shavasana, legs extend down the length of the mat, maybe blocks under the knees if you need more support. Arms down by your sides, tuck the shoulder blades gently back and down. Palms face the sky. Just inviting this wave of relaxation to wash across you, rinsing away any remaining tension from your day, from your week. And just letting any noise around you, any distraction within you, help take you deeper and deeper into relaxation. Staying open to possibility, remaining open to receive what you need from your practice tonight. Soaking it in, one breath at a time. Begin to reawaken the body. Just gently wiggling the fingers, the toes. And stir the wrists and the ankles. And gently oscillate your head from side to side. On your next exhale, draw the knees into your chest. Just give yourself a squeeze, light rolls side to side. Making your way either over to one side in fetal position or rocking and rolling all the way up to seated. Meeting with hands together in front of the heart. And thank you all so much for meeting me on your mat tonight. It was a pleasure and privilege to share this space with you. Have a wonderful rest of your night, a lovely week if I don't see you sooner. Namaste.